Okay, I'm trying. I'm trying to make this quick. Michelle in Ghana. I am a visual arts teacher from Jamaica who taught in the US and then moved from the US to Ghana. I am up early, another Ghanaian morning, and so many things running through my mind. But I got a question in one of my daughter got up this morning at 3 a.m. to wash, right? And I am now trying to see if I can rinse the clothes, hang them on the line, and then get ready for a pickup by the latest 9 a.m. so that we can, I think we're going to be ending up spending the entire day on the road because she has a cleaning client this morning. Nobody that we all of us need to go clean, but she has a cleaning business. That's my older daughter, and she also has hair clients. So she has a hair to do this morning and a cleaning to do this morning. So we want to meet her after she finishes the cleaning, and then we head to where she's gonna do the hair, right? Meeting someone there because I have artwork that I want to use for passive income, and I met someone here who can create the difference or put them on a different platform. So I'm going to be sorting that out this morning. But I got a question in one of the comments. Somebody asked me if my daughter went to school here or she does it online. She actually attends school here on the ground. When we were planning to come, we were thinking that we would homeschool her, but based on what my daughters want to do, my daughter, the older one, who is her mother, wants to do, it's not going to be feasible. She's not going to get the attention that she needs, and we really don't have the equipment, resources in terms of online for her to totally benefit, 100% benefit. So she would suffer academically. That's one of the interesting things when I come. There are quite a number of schools around, right? What we found out though is that like many other African nations, there is not enough attention paid to the public education system here, sadly. So the best choice for her was to go to a private school, and there are a number of private schools here, but there is, I don't know if I want to call it a problem, the whole diasporan thing. All diasporans are rich, and therefore you can afford international fees and so on. So we had to weigh all of that against the choices that we wanted to make. And it was actually a diasporan who migrated here some years ago. She has, I think, 4 kids, and she introduced us to the private school that her children is going. And the reason we chose that one is because of the pricing. It's 1,000 something. I think it's 1,002 Ghanaian cedis, and that was way below some of the prices that we were getting when we were doing our research. My older daughter finished high school just before we left. In fact, she was to graduate the same Saturday. We should have been in New York so that we could fly out the Sunday morning. So she could not attend her graduation. The great thing was the church we attended, Victory in Albany. They do this thing with their graduates each year. They give them their own celebration at the church. So she participated in that, and she got a gift from the church, and that was her graduation. She got her documents and everything, but all of that she well, the point is she graduated before she came here. And because she graduated, where she would have taken up her education here posed a couple of problems, a couple of challenges. One, if you are coming from another country, not a citizen here, and you want to continue your education, you're considered an international student, and then the international fees apply, right? I don't have that kind of money, right? So the question was, how do we get her credential here? So I was thinking that she should come, repeat grade 12 here, that is senior high here, last grade, and then get the credential. She didn't want to go back to school. I left that choice up to her, to be honest. I know some persons are not going to agree, but that is something, and it's a very important thing. I know there are persons who can homeschool. I can't homeschool. And I know there are persons who can afford to send their kids online. I can't afford that either, because 9 times out of 10, can correct me if I'm wrong, it's likely quoted in US dollars. And thank you for, sorry about fidgeting, but I've been getting bites. Yeah, persons have continue their children education online when they come here. I know that. And then there are some others who can afford to send their kids to the private schools that cost more than I can afford, right? And that's fine. But the honest thing here is, at my daughter's age, she can choose whether she continues or not. Here in Ghana, I don't see a whole lot of opportunities for graduates, especially those who can afford to spend the money for education, as well as what it costs to send your kids to, a nice private international school, and then maybe send them elsewhere to work, or send them back to the US to work. We don't have that opportunity. I can't send my daughter back to Jamaica to go to college. I couldn't afford it there either. I can't leave her in the US because she has no status beyond what I had or what I covered her with there. And because she's not a citizen, and at the time a green card holder, she wouldn't have gotten college, she wouldn't have gotten benefits. So any college she thought of doing in the US, if we had remained in the US, I would have had to stand the cost. I could not have afforded that. So being here, we are realizing that if you have the money to send them to college, whether she repeated grade 12 or not, and or had the money to send her to college, the opportunities after she leaving is very minimal, very limited. I think maybe, and I'm just saying that because I know that nursing and computer technology, any kind of technology, and they are very marketable in most places, but her interest doesn't lie totally in those areas. She has an innate knack for technology, particularly in the area of graphics designing, for social media marketing and so on. And going to school for those is extremely expensive. Doing courses anywhere for those things is extremely expensive, and we don't have it. The good thing is that the Most High provided the opportunity for her to be working with people doing that and getting paid to do it. So in a sense, she didn't continue with her education formal, but she has a skill set that is still marketable, so she can continue that. So those persons who are probably wondering on the ground what it's like for schooling, for persons Carissa's age, she was 18 in August last year. She came here ready for college, but I can't afford it. She can't afford it. My other daughter cannot afford it. So we have been utilizing what we already know. Same for me, same for Davia. My granddaughter now, who is younger, she's 11. Sorry, 12. She's 13 this year. She is in a school be international. I'm not sure I want to give the entire name here, but persons who are affected and would need that information, feel free to ask. It's a very, I think it's a very good school. It has so many buses. Not funny, very surprising for a school here. And that sounds away, but I'm just being honest. And the uniform is nice. Over here I noticed the uniform. You have like she has like 2 uniforms, a PE and another casual set. She can wear blue jeans or black jeans with her polo t-shirt. So it has really worked out for her. When we just started, because of where we lived, oh my God, the fare. Davia, we are very particular about just not paying attention to our kids. I could tell you experiences with people not paying attention. Adults not paying attention to me. I can tell you some of the experiences I've gone through that can be very traumatic. So we pay particular attention to I paid attention to my 2 girls, and David doesn't play when it comes to that. And in this environment, it's particularly important to pay attention to your kids, because based on what I've seen with the men here, they don't care about the age of the child, the females. They stare at them, they chat them up, they do some, they really creep you out with their reaction to a child her age. It creeps me out. But anyway, she's particular about that. So she wanted to take Carissa Adriana from here directly to school, straight to school. And that was 55 minutes of traveling and was very expensive. And to cut a long story short, she found out that the school had a bus that collects students about 10 or 15, let me see, about 10 minutes to Asebo, then another 10, about 20 minutes ride. So she had to travel down to Asebo by bike. From Asebo now, she's lucky she gets something from Asebo straight to Murray Junction, which then is where she waits for the bus to pick up my granddaughter. And they charge 297 cedis. So the 297 now is in comparison to over 1,000 cedis per month. So she pays 297 cedis per month for her to be collected by the bus, as opposed to carrying her back and forth each day, which totals almost $2,000 per month, right? So you understand the drastic difference in how things work out. So those persons who are interested in, who have kids, who they are wondering that about, I think I have to focus a little about that, some of the challenges with the kids here and so on, so that persons can also get feedback on what it's like on the ground here in Ghana in regards to their kids. All right. Some of it is not so pretty, and I'm still debating if I should say certain things, but I'm gonna try and say it as clearly as possible in this as discreet as discreetly as possible, so that I don't come off as offensive. Not that I care what is said generally by the persons who would be impacted by what I'm saying. But as I said, we are all God's children. There's good and bad in everyone. And I have to keep that at the back of my mind, despite my reactions to some of the things. So I'm going to end this video. I really have to finish rinsing these clothes. So I'm going to finish this video. And I'll see you guys in another video. Hopefully later I get to that one before I forget totally about it. So I'll see you in another video. Michelle here. Thanks to my subscribers again. I need to remember to keep saying that. I appreciate your encouragement, and you also give me inspirations. So thank you.